hump day. Oh, brother. That's scary. Let me get over here. It is beautiful, man. The air is nice. It's pretty cool. Not cool. I can't explain it. It's comfortable. Put it that way. The sun is shining brightly and nicely, but the air is refreshing, if you guys understand what I'm saying. It's refreshing. Got me? Yes. Now, I wanted to chit chat with you guys a little bit. It's been fun talking to you as I'm traveling to work. You guys are keeping me company. Why do I have my signal on? Okay, this person wants to drive slow in the fast lane. Okay. Let's pay attention. Safety first. All right. Now, family, what do you guys think about cutting people out of your lives? Because I'm kind of torn about that. Because as human beings, we make mistakes and we hurt one another, right? We disappoint one another. We disappoint ourselves. So, of course, we're going to disappoint one another at times. So what do you think about cutting somebody out of your life altogether? And I guess it would depend on the circumstance and the situation and what you've been enduring with that person. And I suppose I've never experienced anything horrible to the point where I would just say, you know what, I'm done with that person for the rest of our lives. I don't want to contact them. I don't want them contacting me. Do you think I'm living in a fantasy world or what? Because I know in reality that people do some awful things to people. And if somebody who has extended their hand to help for years, constantly, always getting slapped in the face, is so hurtful to the point where you just say, I'm done. So I get that. But what about for petty disagreements, right? Disagreements. What am I saying? Disagreements. For petty disagreements. But I want to go back to the things that will cause somebody to cut you off. I mean, you would have to do some cutthroat stuff that would put my life in jeopardy or the life of my family members in jeopardy. And sometimes it's your family members that are doing things to you. Sometimes your family members are constantly angry about stuff that you don't have no idea about. I've experienced that. And they just stop speaking to you for no reason. Or for whatever their reason is, because people always have a reason for the things that they do, right? Whether it makes sense to you or not. But this is why communication is important, because when you don't discuss things with somebody, how is somebody supposed to know what you're feeling? And if you're the type that always get angry about stuff and not let people know what it is you're angry about, sometimes, people get tired of that and they say, I'm done. And I've had some, relationship issues with family and maybe men and friends, but I didn't think it was enough for me to cut them off, because I feel like communication is key. Communication is everything. If I'm doing something to offend you, you must tell me. Sometimes people think you know what you're doing. Oh, she knows what she's doing, or he knows what he's doing. That's not always the case, especially for a person who's kind-hearted. And I'm calling myself kind-hearted because I am. I'm no nonsense, but I'm kind-hearted. Why would this bus driver do that? What in the world? Wow. Anyway, for somebody who's facetious and mean-spirited, you know that about them. You can say, oh yeah, they did that on purpose. They know what they're doing, because they are plotting and planning to do things. They're schemers, and they do things like that. That's how they live their lives. But when you have people in your life for a long of the time, you know their character, right? And based on their character, I would say, wouldn't you want to give a person another chance to explain themselves, to express what it is that they're going through, so that you can figure out why they're treating you a certain way or whatever it is? Or is it that we get so caught up in our own emotion that we get our feelings hurt and just go, oh, whatever, later for him, later for her? What is it? Let me know what you guys are going through, because I just feel like life is too short and uncertain. We don't know what can happen anytime we leave our front door or into our homes, because things occur in your home as well. You have fires, sometimes a stray bullet. It's so many things that can go wrong. Bad weather, so many things that can go wrong and take us from one another permanently. So I just feel like things can be worked out. And I get it. If somebody is putting your life in jeopardy, because we have scenarios like that as well. You have drug addicts in your family who are always robbing and stealing, bringing around shady characters, abusive lovers, or whatever it is. So trust me, I understand that there are certain people that you do need to cut off for your survival. But the petty disagreements can be resolved. Life is so short. And I think that we're too prideful. We lack humility. We lack humility so much so that we won't even humble ourselves before the Father. And when I think about the many things I've done, not to other people, but to my God, against his will, against his commands, and how he forgives me and gives me another chance and wake me up every day, thus far for 54 years. And he's given me forgiveness and grace. How can I not extend that to my brothers and sisters? You understand? You, my family. How can I not extend that grace? And so I always try my best to recall how the Most High God treats me, and how he loved me so much that he knew I was going to sin, and that he already redeemed me with the blood of his Son. And so with that type of love that is so powerful, right? We're not God. We are his creation, and he ordered us. It's a law to love him and to love one another. It's the law. How do we dare say that we fear God, but we don't have any love and respect for one another? You cannot do that. And trust and believe, if you're holding something on your heart to somebody and they may have done something painful and you don't release that and forgive, you're not going to make it into the new kingdom family. There will be no animosity and hatred there. So we have to start practicing letting go of things. And I'm not saying let people in your life that's going to cause you harm and danger and jeopardize your health and well-being. I would never say that. I'm not tolerating no mess like that. I wouldn't tolerate that. But I'm just saying there's just too many petty disputes going on that people hold on to because of pride. So I just wanted to talk to you all about that today and get into your hearts a little bit in reference to we serve a mighty God who forgives us all the time when we ask for forgiveness and we repent. I had to add that part. And that's the same thing with one another. We must settle things with each other. We have to ask for forgiveness. Sometimes you might not even be wrong, but in your heart you feel like, you know what, I better patch things up. Sometimes you're not even wrong. And I've done that. I have had people hurt me, and I've allowed them to just come back into my life, because you know what? I'm not going to hell because I'm going to be difficult and have an ego. I'm not trying to be held bound because I have an ego. Oh, you bruised my ego, so I'm not going to forgive you. You know what? You didn't even have to ask me to forgive you. That's between you and the Father. If he does not fix your heart in a way where he can tell you that you did something wrong, or you want to ignore that, or your pride is in the way or whatever, you know what? I'm going to let you do what you do, because that's between you and the Father. And as I grow older, I understand even in relationship to spousal relationships, right? I tell my honey bear this all the time. I said, listen, if you ever decide to leave me, cheat on me, do any of those things that are ungodly, I'm not even going to shed a tear. And I'm there now, because I've done that in my past. I cried over a man. I cried because the relationship was dead. It hurt so much that I even wanted to die, right? But I'm at a place of peace in my life, and the realization that when people hurt you, they are hurting God, and they are hurting themselves first. So you're hurting your God because you're doing things outside of his will, number one. And if you can hurt God Almighty, who am I? Who am I? So I think like that now. I do not allow, I don't take things personally. And if you're doing things against God, you're doing things to hurt yourself in the long run, right? And so you're going to pay for what you do. I'm not accountable nor responsible for your behavior. I'm not going to take that on. Nothing like that. And my boy always smiled. He said, "You're right. That's right. I'm not taking on any actions of somebody else. And I will forgive you. Although, you're going to feel all the emotions, anger, hurt, disappointment, grief from the loss of a relationship. You feel the grief from that. But guess what? I will get over it. Because my door is open to forgiveness and open to cooperation and communication so that we can get to the root of it if that's what you want. And I'm also okay with someone not wanting to have me in their lives anymore. I'm not forcing myself on anybody. I don't have to do that. There's no need for that. I'm not going to beg you, although I don't like for relationships to end. I'm not begging anybody to be in my life. I'm not, because it must be happening for a reason. And my thing is, I am not a people pleaser to a degree, but in another degree I am. And I'm going to say this. I say I like to make people happy. And if not talking to me makes you happy, then have your happiness. Have your happiness, because I'm not here to try to make anybody miserable or annoy anybody. But I do believe that these petty differences, they are tearing families and friendships apart unnecessarily so, and life is too short and too uncertain for that. And so I just wanted to make that point today. If you're harboring anything in your heart toward anybody, you are not free. You are bogged down, honey. You are bogged down. And some people are so cold, I guess they happy with parting ways with people, and they say, I don't even care. That's a cold-hearted person. That is not like Christ. That is un-Christ-like. Seriously, because it's not that deep. And I'm not talking about, again, people who do damaging things to you that can cause I'm sorry, y'all have to pay attention to the traffic. People that do damaging things to you that can harm you physically or cause loss of life, we're not talking about dealing with those types of things. You don't have to deal with that. You're free from that. Forgive and move on. Let them be. Let them be over there and you be over here. But I'm talking about, I want to make emphasis about the petty differences, the pettiness. We hold on to stuff and hold grudges. It's not healthy. You're not free, and the Father doesn't like it. So I just wanted to point that out, family. I'm on my way to work. I should call these my on my way to work chronicles or something, because I enjoy talking to you guys while I'm traveling. But in any event, I just wanted to drop that nugget on y'all today. Be mindful that if something is petty, let it go. Be free. Free yourself. And some of y'all are probably watching saying, yeah, I'm going to free myself, all right? I'm going to free myself from that person. Because some of y'all so mean. Y'all are mean. Some of y'all so tough, too tough for your own good. So just soften up a little bit. Listen, the Lord is so soft toward you. He's going to chastise us, mind you. When we doing something wrong, we're going to reap what we sow. But when we ask for forgiveness, he is so willing to take us in, because he wants to love us, and we need to be more like him, more like his son. All right, family, I'm on my way in, and so I wish you all peace, love, and blessings as usual. Let's grow and be better and perfect our characters. Is that guy letting me go? Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Have a blessed one. I love the what do you call it? The considerate people down here. They are so different from New Yorkers. I got to brag on that now. The Georgians they're kind and they're considerate. Listen, courtesy is a part of driving, and people don't have that skill. Whew. Those are people that make me nervous. And you reap what you sow, because I'm kind to other drivers. I let people in. I be like, go on, sugar. I'm getting mad and bent out of shape. Go on. Go on. And then the favor is returned to me. So I thank God for that. And so this is the whole point in life and living, is putting out good so it can be returned to you. All right, family, I got to go. Again, peace, love, and blessings.